Hello and welcome to the Cofinitive One to Watch podcast, which showcases local people, companies, and the things that they create. Cambridge is the heart of innovation and entrepreneurship in the UK, and we hope to celebrate the ones to watch in the greater Cambridgeshire area. Follow the hashtag One to Watch across social media and join in the discussion at cofinitive.com/one to watch. So I am Nikki Shepherd from Cofinitive, and I am here with Pierre from Mursla, and really excited to find out more about what you do. So could you start by introducing yourself?
Yeah, sure. So my name is Pierre Arsène. I'm French, although living in Cambridge. I started Mursla in last summer 2017 with my co-founder that I met in Japan, basically. My background is more investment banking. I used to cover the biotechnology industry at JP Morgan for almost 10 years, during which I met my co-founder when I was JP Morgan Tokyo, and we had this idea to adjust this technology from solid state into biofluids.
So what exactly does your company do?
We are a diagnostic company, a new type of diagnostic company that's looking at nano-sized molecules that's circulating into the bloodstream. And some of them are related to tumor tissue that's being growing in your body, right? So uncontrolled cells of growth, that's defined in general as cancer. And we realized over the last 5-10 years that actually the information in the tumor tissue actually is being shed into the bloodstream.
So why Cambridge?
So there are three reasons which are probably unique to us. So when I met my co-founder, there was a kind of exchange program between Stoke Institute of Technology, who was working with Cambridge, a Cavendish laboratory, actually, physics department. So he was working with somebody from Cavendish laboratory, and therefore, for the other two reasons I mentioned, we decided we have already a friendly connection, right, through the academic path. The other reason is because the ecosystem in Cambridge is pretty unique for what we do, right? Especially West Cambridge, because we require both, I would say, nanofabrication processes, so very advanced machines and expensive machines that some can't afford. So you need to be able to rent them or to have a subscription contract. That include electron beam lithography. It includes a lot of advanced semiconductor machines. And on the other side, we also needed all the infrastructure related to molecular biology, right? Biochemistries, and on top of this, like electrical engineering and a couple of other aspects. But those two main ones can only be found, let's say, within 500 meters square, which we require, right? Can mostly be found at least in the UK for sure, mostly in Cambridge, right? And even in Europe, it's more difficult to find. Because we have only 5 to 10 people right now, 10, and it's very hard to move around. I carry the chips, I put in my car, then I go to the lab, right? I can even contaminate the quality, etc. So that was the only way. And the third reason is because I was based after Japan. I came back in the UK, right? So obviously I had professional connection in the UK, so it was also easier to raise money probably in the UK. And there was also tax incentives, right? Because we couldn't go back to Tokyo, obviously, because we have the machines, we have the knowledge, but I don't think it's as business friendly as in the UK. And also because I'm European, with or without Brexit, I'm still long in the UK, right? So, yeah.
Excellent. So how innovative is your product? Are you the first people to do this?
Right, so liquid biopsy is something that is relatively new, and there are different actors already in the space, right? None of them really have a commercial presence. It's just beginning. Now, in terms of pure technical innovation, because we're in Cambridge and we are based on we talk about nanofabrication, so although we initiate some kind of nanosensors that are able to extract this information. So we develop our own technology. And this is based on very specific geometry in the chips that we design that can detect very, very small size down to 2 nanometer size, right? Type of information. So as of today, and of course the space is changing, but at the clinical setting, not in the academia, but usually it's more about the micron size, which is 1,000 times higher. So we developed this unique technology, my co-founder, about this trapping mechanism that can go down to 2 nanometer size. right? So that's really the key technical innovation.
And so are you the first people that you know that have done this then?
Right, so we, one of the key things of this approach is the scalability, right? So first, you could, this trapping mechanism might have been looked into in academia, right? In I would say in a less powerful way in some papers the last 5 years.
So what are your aspirations as a company?
But basically the ambition is to put, I would say in simple terms, to be able to put our products, because I haven't discussed yet what we sell, what we do, right? But a product we made of a device, a chip, where you can basically detect things, right? So it's very hardware. So the idea would really, the ambition would be to put this in every specialist office, you know, from could be neurologists. Well, actually no. So in our case, it could be oncologists, specialized oncologists, right? It could be urologists, etc. When they see population at risk of having cancer.
What does it mean to you to have been selected as one to watch so far?
Right, so I mean, obviously, as I mentioned, we arrived last summer, kind of, right? So you know, we're not from this ecosystem initially, so it's nice to be acknowledged to some extent, right? Obviously, we know all the risk on the way, etc. But to be acknowledged, like, okay, you know, the ecosystem or people with knowledge, expertise in the space acknowledges that basically what we do might be relevant, right? So clearly, just for this is always a plus. Obviously, they don't know all the details. It's just at high level, which you know we're completely conscious of, right? So it's for us then to execute and demonstrate we can be part in parcel of really this ecosystem and try to contribute as well. So this is a challenge. And on the other side, obviously, as you know, as a young startup, promotion is very costly. That's not where the money goes, kind of, right? So it wouldn't be the best. But you need some kind of people. You need people to know that you exist. Because one day, especially what we do, you will say, well, you know, we might need, you know, resources, financial resources, right? So the fact that actually you're already exposed and, you know, you can show that other people believe you matter or it's relevant, it helps, right? So for this also we meant a clear plus, kind of free of charge in a way, right? So that's really the key two short-term games I can see, right? And now all the rest is basically to meet some of the expectations. So you know, I would be pleased to say, you know, they would say, you see, they were part of the list, and now they made it a little bit, right? So now it's for us to turn this into results. Yes.
Excellent. So is there anything that you would like to ask of the listener of the podcast? Is there anything you need, any help you need, any people you're looking for?
Right, so we are, so it depends, the audience, of course, if they are more academic or if it's just simple, like, you know, we know that 50% overall, right, in their lifetime, fortunately, will have cancer to some shape or form, right? And of those 50%, the other 50 will be carer in a way, right? So in a way, you will be exposed to cancer, right? And everyone has kind of a view. The word cancer has a very specific meaning that can be scary to some extent, right? So everyone has kind of a view. Now we had discussion and we collaborate with a couple of hospitals in the UK. And obviously, we still need to develop technology in the device, etc. But we heard a lot about the fear of finding out early about cancer, right? So let's say, you know, you after 50, 55, you can have a free test of, you know, a very limited cost, but you could find out earlier, right, that you have. And we, you know, in a way, because we are into this, it's obvious that actually you want to know, that it's helpful, right? At least for the system, for NHS, for everybody. But as some people say, well, you know what, actually, I'm not sure I really want to know, right? I think it's part of nature or life to find out late or something like this, right? So it was a bit of a surprise in a way, but I can see a little bit where it's coming from. And also depends a lot if you have cancer in your family or not, if you are concerned or not, right? So I'd be very interested for the audience to, you know, to basically share their opinion or share their views about this, right? And even we created some survey to have a sense of commercial analysis, right? So first, as you would be the person who do the test, right? So what would be your view? And then what we realized, and the other thing is, if it were something you really care about, what would be your view about pushing this person to the test, right? And they are seems to have different views, and I think anyone could sort of think of this of this question for us, for instance. It would be helpful.
Excellent. Well, we can help get the word out about that. Thank you for listening to the Cofinitive One to Watch podcast. Do keep an eye on the hashtag #OneToWatch across social media. For more information regarding the company, person or thing mentioned in this episode, please visit cofinitive.com/one-to-watch, where we'll be showcasing innovation and entrepreneurship every week. You can submit your own company, person or thing to be considered as a one to watch, and in true Cambridge spirit, you can also nominate others too. Please do subscribe or check back regularly for new episodes and join the discussion at cofinitive.com.